Welcome to the Virtual Techy, where we help people decode the future of tech and build AI businesses that run on autopilot. Before we go further, get yourself a pen and paper or get your notepad ready as we delve into today's topic.
All right, let's get right into it. We're about to break down a pretty massive shift happening right now, a shift driven by AI that's worth trillions. And we're not talking about some far-off science fiction future. No, this is about the hard economic reality, what it means for you, for your job, for your business today. What we're witnessing isn't just a new gadget. It's a full-blown economic event, and it is already here.
We're starting with this because it cuts right through the noise. It kind of says it all. The time for debating whether AI is going to be a big deal, well, that time is over. The data is in. So the only question left is, what are you going to do about it? Think of this less as just another explainer and more like a critical, strategic briefing. Okay, let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets absolutely crazy. By 2030, analysts are projecting that AI will inject an extra $15.7 trillion into the global economy. I mean, let that sink in. That isn't just a new market popping up. It's like we're building an entirely new economic layer on top of the world. The scale of this thing is just immense. But, what's even crazier than the number itself? It's the speed. Look at this. We're going from around 300 billion in 2024 to over 15 trillion by 2030. This is not a gentle slope, folks. This is a vertical takeoff. And that rate of change, that acceleration, is what makes this moment so critical.
And here's the engine behind that rocket ship: a 37% compound annual growth rate. This isn't just progress, it's practically a hostile takeover of the old economy. This kind of aggressive growth completely rewrites the rules for entire industries.
So now that we've got a handle on the sheer scale of this, let's bring it down to street level. What does this mean for you right now? Because while some people are still talking, others are moving fast. And check this out. The whole wait-and-see strategy, it's officially a minority position. 58% of companies are already way past the experimentation phase. They've seen enough. They're doubling down and making serious strategic investments in AI. So standing still is actually becoming the riskiest move you can make. And this slide, this really shows you the gap that's already snapped open. On one side, you have companies that are just kind of playing around with free chatbots. And on the other, you have your competitors who are already allocating, say, 20% of their entire tech budget to building out real AI infrastructure. That is a massive difference in strategy, and it's happening as we speak. Okay, let's tackle the big one, the question on everyone's mind. Is AI going to take my job? There's so much fear and speculation out there, so let's just cut through it and look at what the numbers actually suggest. You hear the common story all the time, right? The lie that AI is just a job killer. But the reality is, well, it's a lot more interesting. Projections show that AI is actually set to create 133 million new jobs. But, and this is a really important but, we have to understand what these new jobs actually are. And here's the catch. Here's the glitch in the simulation. These new jobs, they aren't for the same type of worker. They're for what we're now calling the augmented operator. This isn't about doing the tasks yourself anymore. It's about being the person who strategically directs the AI systems that do those tasks for you at a massive scale. You go from doer to director. So what this means is that by 2026, the workforce is going to look very different. It's essentially going to split into two groups: the automators, the people who tell the AIs what to do, and, well, the automated. And this is exactly why 37% of leaders are already scrambling to upskill their teams. They're trying to build an army of automators.
So, if the old way of working is on its way out, how do you actually win in this new world? It means you need a whole new playbook. It's about a fundamental shift in how we think about creating value.
Think about it like this. The old game was all about creation. Your value was tied to the code you wrote or the logo you designed. The new game, it's orchestration. It's about being the conductor of an entire orchestra of AI tools. Your value now comes from your ability to direct that swarm, to set the vision, to define the strategy at a scale that one person could never, ever achieve before.
And here's the economic reason why this shift is so important. The generative AI market is on track to hit $1.3 trillion. That value isn't just in the AI models themselves. It's in the strategic application of those models. The real money is going to flow to the orchestrators. This leads us to a totally new way of measuring success. We can call it your AI leverage ratio. All it is a simple question. How much more can you get done with AI versus doing it all by yourself? A marketer who uses AI to brainstorm 10 campaign strategies in an hour has a way higher leverage ratio than someone who can only create one. The winners are going to be the people who can get that ratio as high as possible.
So let's wrap this up with the so what. What are the practical steps you can take? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like you're installing a brand new operating system for your brain, one built for the new AI economy.
And here's what that new OS looks like. First, stop competing on how efficiently you can do a task. That's a game a machine will always win. Second, start competing on vision, your unique strategy, your creativity. That's the one thing the AI can't replicate. And finally, number 3, you have to embrace the new role. Become the orchestrator.
Look, this isn't some trend that's on the horizon. The game is changing right now. The simulation is rewriting its own code as we speak. And the only real question left is, are you going to be the one holding the pen? If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so the algorithm can recommend more of my content to you and other viewers as well.